a prayer by Cole Arthur Riley. I just thought it would be very nice to share with you all this evening. Alleluia, Christ is risen.
The Lord is risen indeed.
Jesus does not stay dead. And in Matthew's gospel this evening, the resurrection doesn't begin quietly. It begins with an earthquake. The ground shakes, the stone is rolled away, and everything that once seems certain is suddenly undone. And before they see the risen Christ, the women are standing right there in the middle of the shaking. Mary Magdalene and the other Mary come to the tomb carrying grief and love. They come because they have stayed near the suffering. They come because they are faithful even when hope feels buried. And then the ground beneath them shifts. That sometimes can feel true to life, because most of us probably know what it's like when the ground shifts beneath us, when loss comes, when fear comes, or when news arrives that changes everything. Moments when nothing feels steady, when we are left holding both love and uncertainty at the same time. And this is where Easter meets us. Not after everything is resolved, not after fear is gone, but right there in the middle of our trembling. The angel says, "Do not be afraid, he has been raised." Not that the cross was not real, not that their grief was not real. It was. But that death does not get the last word. That's at the heart of Easter. God has spoken a word stronger than death. The tomb is real, but it is not final. And then Matthew tells us something deeply honest. The women leave with fear and great joy, both of them. Not fear replaced by joy, not joy that is erasing fear, but both together. And maybe that's exactly where many of us find ourselves. We believe, and we still have questions. We hope, and we still may feel afraid. We carry joy, and still something in us aches. Fear and great joy. And yet, these two women, they still go. They go to tell others because even trembling faith is enough for God to work with. Even uncertain hearts can carry good news. And on the way, Jesus meets them. Before they understand everything, before they have the right words, before their fear has settled, Jesus meets them. And he says something so simple. Greetings. The risen Christ does not begin with explanation or trying to teach them something. He begins with presence. I am here. And maybe that's the word we need to hear tonight. Not an answer to every question, but the quiet, steady presence of Christ meeting us right where we are. In our fear, in our hope, in the places that still feel unsteady. Because resurrection is not only something that happened to Jesus long ago. It's something God is still doing. Resurrection is what happens when life begins to rise in places we thought were lost. It's what happens when hope returns even slowly. It's what happens when we keep showing up in love, even when we do not yet understand. The women came to the tomb expecting death, and they left carrying life. And that is our invitation too, to bring whatever we carry, our fear, our questions, our grief, to allow ourselves to come closer to one another and to hear again the good news. He is not here, for he has been raised. And because Christ is risen, the worst thing is never the last thing. Hallelujah. Christ is risen.